Are some things too big to fail? Most of you might say yes, but I'll go against the grain here and argue the contrary. YouTube is a massive corporation that has the monopoly on video sharing. Whenever someone talks to you about videos, you're instantly going to default to thinking of YouTube. Yet, for whatever reason, YouTube is just sitting in the corner with their soft cocks in their hands, just speedrunning, failing their corporation. About a day ago, a YouTuber by the name of Teacup Audio was terminated right after hitting 100,000 subs, and I am fucking furious. Personally, I've watched an absolute shit ton of her videos. Sometimes I even fall asleep to it because I'm fucking lonely. Leave me alone. And then YouTube all of a sudden just terminates her with absolutely no warnings, no reasoning behind it, no guideline strikes, just straight to termination because of all the half-assed claims on Twitter made by the shit posters on there. I heard about this when I saw a community post from another VA YouTuber, Fawny VA. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but she was saying, Teacup had just been terminated, and I was beyond pissed. I was honestly ready to flip my table over and just take a shit in the living room because there was no justification at all whatsoever. And it's not like Teacup was just Pornhub on YouTube. She made the most unbelievably innocent content, and YouTube just shits right over it. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on in that department over there at YouTube, but someone's gotta step up to the plate and just splash Susan Wabbajack, or whatever her name is, with the cold water and say, dude, your platform sucks dick. Changes needs to be made. So the second I heard about this tragedy, I instantly jumped over on Twitter, and there was a good amount of people talking about it, spamming YouTube, asking what the fuck happened, to which they still haven't responded because the fucking limp dicks over there are too busy jerking off to the titty streamers on Twitch. It's pretty obvious that YouTube has bots running everything. You don't need a PhD to figure this one out. This is not some groundbreaking discovery. There is no human working behind the computers. Look at their Twitter account, for example, at Team YouTube. They give out the most half-assed responses that you can instantly tell are copy and pasted from a list that a robot chooses from for any situation. The shit YouTube's doing is honestly so ludicrous. It's almost as if they just got some psychopath out of Arkham Asylum to be the new CEO. I think YouTube has finally died. Actually, no, it died about 2 years ago when YouTube decided to get an any percent speedrun on turning the community against it. The shitstorm we have today is not YouTube. They can have the brand name YouTube all they want, but there's no substance behind it. YouTube used to be all about the creators' original content. When YouTube first started, people just posted a fuck ton of anime AMVs, pirated movies. You could honestly find almost anything you wanted on there. It was like the dark web, girls shoving corn up their asses. But after Google bought YouTube, they cleaned out pretty much everything on there. So this motivated some people to create original content to gain a fan base, to be known for something. It was all about the creators. I mean, look at YouTube Rewind, an annual tradition celebrating the creators and all the moments gone up to the end of the year, and somehow they managed to fuck that up. Just look at Rewind 2019, where we got a fucking Watch Mojo top 10 list, and they're not even doing a fucking Rewind this year because, they don't give a shit. So, good job, YouTube. Keep getting after it. Keep up the great work you're not doing. It honestly surprises me on how much YouTube has devolved over the years. I swear to God, they focus more on the goddamn visual updates on the actual site than the fucking content creators that lifted YouTube up on their backs, making YouTube as big as it is today. We can't even call this YouTube anymore because it's strayed so far from what we loved it for. I bet you if any small company made a site similar to YouTube but had actual humans moderating the platform, YouTube would just die off because they don't give a fuck. Apparently, from what I've heard, the reason they terminated Teacup was because of nudity and sexual content. Excuse me, I don't mean to question your expertise and intelligence here, but where in the fuck do you see nudity at all? All I see is the background with an anime character, so if you've programmed your bots to recognize anime as nudity, then that's sad as fuck. Sexual content. You could sift through the hundreds of videos she's made, watch every single one of them beginning to end, and you won't find a single one with sexual content. She does the more NSFW stuff over on Patreon, so I don't know why the fuck YouTube's basing a creator on their platform off of a completely different platform. I'm gonna go ahead and break the magician's code here and tell you Santa Claus isn't real and exactly why this happened. It's because they have a fucking robot over there doing all the work. There's no actual human being doing the work, so they have this robot that's less functional than big rigs over the road racing, just running around doing whatever the hell it wants. They subscribe to the idea that a faster robot is a better robot, yet fail to realize that faster is not always more efficient or better. There was absolutely zero nudity, sexual content, not even NSFW shit on there, and yet the system claimed it to have been, so it flags it and then takes it down without proper human review. And I damn well know YouTube doesn't have the legendary perfect AI with how dysfunctional their current system is. YouTube needs to get an actual person down there, review Teacup's content, and then issue her an apology, because there's absolutely no justification for the shit they've pulled. Oh, but you're just a simp turbo virgin simping for Teacup Audio, you fucking white knight limp dick loser. No, I'm not, because YouTube has done this shit multiple times before, and I'm saying this for everyone in general who's had to deal with YouTube shit. Take a look at Charlie from Penguin Zero and Markiplier, where they got a strike for some bullshit about a video that was shown and thought to be inappropriate. I think the video was about like a cardboard or some shit, something about Russia. I'm honestly not sure. That's not important. The point is, they got a strike. And because they're massive channels, YouTube can't ignore them. They got enough attention to where they actually had to go out and hire some guy off the streets and watch the video to confirm if this is appropriate or not, which it was, so the strikes got lifted. You got fucking Elsa sucking Spider-Man's dick over at YouTube Kids, and dudes torturing animals on camera, and yet YouTube just shoves a fist up their asshole and pretends to be blind when they see this. And it's even worse for Teacup because she just hit 100K. That's a massive achievement on YouTube because it shows your success, the silver play button, all of that, which just gets taken from her, which makes this whole situation more fucked up. YouTube needs to start getting actual people to do their fucking jobs and get some shit done for this platform, or it will die. I'm saying that now. YouTube will crash and burn if things don't change. I personally believe YouTube was a great platform where you could freely upload whatever you wanted with certain guidelines for obvious reasons, because you couldn't just put up a video of you castrating someone. But it's become so strict nowadays that you would have a better time trying to beat Doom Eternal blindfolded. Luckily, Teacup is doing well as of now, and she's still got Spirit, so I'll link her Patreon because obviously she can't use YouTube, so that's where I'm gonna go to stay updated. I can't help her in that department through donations because, I'm poor and this video is probably gonna do fuck all, but we just gotta stir up enough shit for YouTube to see that, wow, our platform sucks some fat asshole and changes needs to be made. If YouTube wants to keep this up, then their entire moderation system they have now just needs to be moved to the YouTube Kids app so they can continue fucking themselves over there while, we get a new moderation team for actual YouTube that'll bring back what YouTube once was. I don't think they understand the magnitude of how fucked their platform is, because any problem, they just get an automated robot to go try and fix it, which it never does. It always just spats out some half-assed response. Teacup was just out here doing her own thing, making clean, original, wholesome content, and YouTube walks up, slaps her in the urethra, and gives her the biggest middle finger for virtually no reason. This is honestly fucked on so many different levels, and because YouTube only gives a shit about the big corporations like the Jimmy Kimmels or the Jimmy Fallons, they probably won't even acknowledge Teacup, which they better do, or I'm gonna throw a riot in the streets, I swear to God. They should honestly be illegal. I know I'm not big enough to make a difference at all, but if you happen to stumble across this video, share this with the hashtag fucking YouTube fix your shit and Teacup Audio, over everything you own, like fucking Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, even TikTok, that godforsaken place from hell. I'm not brave for talking about this and speaking up, but someone's got to give YouTube a wake-up call and tell them to get their shit together. I'm also going to link a few other people that have made videos addressing this, so take a few more minutes out of your day to watch it. spread the cause and tell Susan Wabbajack to get her shit together.